We had been married for 3 years, but Kit Rutgers still hadn't made it official with me. Today marked his 1000th successful flight, a major milestone, and the 17th time he had promised to go with me to register our marriage. But during the celebration banquet, while his commanding officer pressured me into drinking, Kit sat across the table, feeding and clinking glasses with his female trainee Katy Ferguson. Meanwhile, I fought through a high fever, drinking until I nearly blacked out, and he didn't even spare me a glance. Many of our colleagues sighed and shook their heads, their eyes full of pity and disapproval. Anyone with any sense could tell who I was forcing myself to drink for. And yet, after the banquet, when he was supposed to take me to the county clerk's office, Kit broke his promise yet again that he pulled the car up to the restaurant entrance and stretched an arm across the passenger seat to stop me from getting in. Katy's had too much to drink, so I'll take her home. You take a cab, he said. As for the registration this afternoon, we probably won't make it. Let's talk about it another day. Without waiting for a response, he jumped out of the car and carried Katy into the front seat. 5 years of dating, 3 years of marriage, and this marked the 17th time Kit had postponed our marriage registration because of Katy. Times like this in the past, I would have already broken down, crying and yelling, demanding to know who was really his wife, and who had just taken the drinks for him. But this time I simply smiled and said, "All right, take care and drive safely." He seemed surprised by how composed I was, but only for a moment. Then he regained his cold demeanor and said, "I'll bring you a gift tonight to make up for it." With that, he drove off. Before leaving, he even leaned over to roll up the window for Katy, worried about how the cold breeze might affect her while in her drunken state. He used to hate the smell of alcohol in his car, so every time I had a drink on his behalf, even in winter, he would keep the convertible roof wide open. Looking back now, I realized it was only because the one in the car had been me. The midday heat in Silverport was enough to soak your clothes in sweat, but my heart felt strangely frozen. I took a deep breath and slipped the marriage registry forms back into my bag. I knew it was time to let go, not just of today, but of all 8 years we had spent together. That afternoon, I returned to the office and handed in my resignation letter. "Does Kit know you're quitting?" my supervisor, Holly Thatcher, asked in surprise. After all, I had been the airline's top flight attendant for 7 consecutive years. A shining star with a bright future ahead. That I gave her a faint, bitter smile. "I'll tell him tonight, though I doubt he'll care." She sighed. "You two started flying new routes together and won all those company awards. Even the CEO attended your wedding 3 years ago. Everyone was so envious." But she trailed off with a heavy sigh, her voice thick with regret. "Yes, those were beautiful memories, and that's all they would remain. Things you couldn't return to, no matter how much you wanted to. By the time I got home, it was already past 10. The apartment was eerily quiet. Then my phone lit up with a notification from Katy's latest social media post in which she had tagged me in. "Thank you to my teacher, Mr. Rutgers, for staying with me all afternoon. As a reward, I'm taking him to Bruno Mars' concert tomorrow. Can't wait." I knew then, Kit, who had said at lunch he would come home, wasn't coming back. It wasn't the first time this had happened in the 3 years since we married. I made myself a simple bowl of instant noodles and opened my inbox. Staring at over a dozen offers from international airlines, my cursor hovered over the email from Air Montclair. I clicked accept and booked a flight the day after tomorrow to Solara without a second thought. 5 years ago, during a mission to Solara, Kit experienced the most traumatic incident of his flying career. From that moment on, the city became a forbidden word. Not only did he stop flying there, but he never let me fly there either. Once I set foot in Solara, we'll never meet again, Kit, I thought to myself.